bear with us 1 minute. We're getting the cameras ready. About to get into it. In the spirit of Yahweh Shah. To you, Akim and Akwath. Akim and Akwath. Brothers and sisters. May y'all be edified. See how that looks. Alright, everybody on their line. Hey, Shalom. Hey, Shalom.
To God be the glory.
Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, which that Edomite was not of the nation of Israel. Hey, coming back at you live with another lesson. All through the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, right? Who's the God of heaven and earth and of the Israelites. You know, the 12 tribes of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Before we get started, we want to give infinite honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem Kakwadash. Double honor as always from Yah to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who are the true teachers of Israel today. Peace, love, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Habayah, the house of David. The brothers laboring, keep laboring. To the Akim and Akwath, listen and believe, keep believing. Because our Lord, Mashiach Yahushua, is soon to return. So to you we say Shalom.
Hey, Shalom.
Shalom to the hopeful elect. We're going to jump right in it through the spirit of the Lord. Lord willing, you edify you. Your brothers are edified. That's right. We're going to touch on a few things, go through a few fundamentals through the spirit, various topics. We need to revive in the spirit. Somebody give me a second Ezra, the first chapter and the 7th verse. And another brother quote Exodus 20 and 2. He's going to jump into it through the spirit, you know, and let the spirit move. And touch on a few various topics, but fundamentals. Yep. Matter of fact, whole Exodus, give me second Ezra 1 and 7. Matter of fact, give me second Ezra 1, start at like 3 or 4, and then read down to 7.
Second Ezra
chapter 1, verse 3.
Yep.
The son of Aaron of the tribe of Levi, which was captive in the land of Medes, which was in the region of Artaxerxes, king of the Persians.
Yep. Keep on.
And the word of the Lord Yahweh came to me, saying, Go not wait, and show me people their sinful deeds.
Yep, show my people their sinful deeds, which we're commanded to go tell our people, you know, where they err. Tell our people to reprove and correct and rebuke the nation of Israel so that they might be saved. Right. So that's why the men of the Lord on the four corners of the earth. We ain't out here for no reason. We're out here to show our people their sinful deeds to you.
And their children, their wickedness, which they have done against me.
Yeah, which is our people habitually breaking the laws, not disregarding the Most High, not coming back to your power, right? Not serving the Lord in spirit and in truth, right? Not calling on the proper name, not knowing that you were Israelite, etc., etc.
That they may tell their children and their children's children, because the sins of their fathers are increased in them.
The sins of their fathers are increased in them. So this generation is more wicked than all generations. As it says in the scriptures, wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Right. Right? Keep going.
For they have forgotten me and have offered unto strange gods.
See, our people have forgotten the Most High, which we're going to touch back on that today, and they have offered unto strange gods. Buddha, Allah, JC, right? You know, all these comedic gods, so on and so forth, these different religions, these philosophies. Our people have forgotten the living power. Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Am not I even he that brought them out of the land of Egypt?
The Lord has reminded his people, our people, through the prophets, I'm the God that brought you out of the land of Egypt. Don't forget that. It used to be an old song, my man, what was his name? Roy Jones. Y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot who Yahweh Shem Yahweh is. Read it one more time.
Am not I even he that brought them out of the land of Egypt?
Yep, that was Yahweh. Yahweh by Shem Yahweh that brought us out of Egypt.
From the house of bondage?
From the house of bondage. Exodus 20 and 2.
Exodus 20 and
Start at 1.
Exodus 20 and 1.
Yep.
And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy power, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Read it one more time.
I am the Lord thy power.
Yep, I am the Lord thy power. I am the highest power, Yahweh. The God of the Israelites, right? He's the only God. Go ahead.
Which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
And he brought the Israelites out of the land of Egypt. That's the true God of the Bible. Right? Go ahead.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. Not this fabricated, you know, God that they've created here in the Western world, the Western theology and culture. No, the God of the Israelites was the God that brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. And he's taking remembrance of that. Right? Go ahead.
This is Psalm 78. All right, Psalm 78, 6 through 8. Just to make the point that Brother Sakalau was going into. about how our people have forgotten Yahweh Shem Yahushua, right? Psalm 78:6, it says that the generation to come might know them, even the children which shall be born, who shall arise and declare them to their children. Verse 7, Psalm 78:7, that they might set their hope in the Most High and not forget the works of the Most High, but keep His commandments. Verse 8, the point. It might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that have not set their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with the Most High. And that generation is back here on the earth today. Yep. That wicked and simple generation. Yep. But also, there's a generation on the earth that has been brought back to the remembrance, man. That have declared the judgment, that have declared the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And Lord willing, that's us.
That's right.
You see?
And the Lord said his eyes are upon the righteous generation.
That's right.
Right? Which is the elect. Lord willing, we are of the elect. Now, we'll continue on, going into the fact that the Most High is reminding us through the prophets, through the name of the Lord, of who He is.
That's right.
And that's important because we're about to go back. We're about to take it back to Egypt. All right, give me that.
This is 2nd Ezra 14:28.
Yep.
Hear these words, O Israel. Our fathers at the beginning were strangers in Egypt.
They were what?
Strangers in
They
Egypt.
were strangers in Egypt. We're going to touch on that. Keep going.
From whence they were delivered.
From whence they were delivered. Read that one more time.
It says, verse 29, our fathers at the beginning were strangers in Egypt.
Somebody hold me Exodus, the first chapter. We'll touch on it. Exodus, the first chapter, the first verse. Go ahead.
From whence they were delivered and received the law of life, which they kept not.
Right? The law of life. It's also known as the doctrine of life. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But they kept it not. Right? So we're seeing the references made to Egypt, the Most High, reminding His people. Because the Lord is reminding His people because He also said He would deliver His people out of New Egypt.
That's right.
Which in the Spirit, we'll touch on that as well. Give me the next precept.
This is Acts 7:6.
Yeah, let's make a reference to ancient Egypt. Go ahead.
And the Most High spake with His wise,
Uh-huh.
that his seed should sojourn in a strange
And
land.
the strange land was speaking of Egypt. Now there's parallels between America, but this is referring to ancient Egypt. Go ahead.
And that they should bring them into bondage and entreat them evil 400 years.
Over 400 years was in ancient Egypt. We've been in America over 400 years.
right.
Now those are the parallels, but this is speaking of ancient Egypt, and the Lord reminding His people of ancient Egypt. Because those people will have to come back to remembrance today in order to get salvation today.
That's right.
Through the Holy Spirit. See?
I was saying,
Hey, no, put that up. Yeah.
So,
We're going to do a lot of props too today.
backing up the brother.
Yep.
See, this is how America's synonymous with the Egypt of old. The currency.
Right. Now we're going to show some maps too. We'll show some maps here in a second going into ancient Egypt, showing you the tie-ins. Good, the brother brought that up too. Matter of fact, we'll go ahead and do that. Matter of fact, I got it right here. I'm gonna see if I can get this maps up of ancient Egypt, showing you some of the tie-ins. We know here in America you got the obelisk up in D.C., right? There's pyramids all over the place, but there's a lot of ties. Matter of fact, we'll touch on that before we get further into it. So there we go. So this is going into ancient Egypt. Now read Acts 76 again, my brother.
It's Acts chapter 7 and verse 6.
Yep.
And the Most High spake with His wise, that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, and that they should bring them into bondage and entreat them evil 400 years.
400 years. Over 400 years, 430 years, I believe to be exact. Our people was in ancient Egypt, right? Which is, once again, a parallel showing us being in Egypt again. New Egypt. America. Right? Babylon the Great. Right? The land of great sin. Now, I'm showing these pictures, and I'm going to show it again as we go in the lesson. These pictures are showing ancient Egypt, and it's showing the Nile River. When you look at ancient Egypt, you went on your on Google and put in ancient Egypt, the Nile River. You will see on the map, it shows us the city of Memphis. The city of Memphis was one of the cities in the ancient world, right? It lies on the Nile River. Now I got a picture here of America, and there's a pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee, in America, which is New Egypt. It's a pyramid there, and that's in the on the Mississippi River. There's a pyramid there, and on that pyramid, right, it shows it another connection with ancient Egypt, right? So we got Memphis, Tennessee, and you have the Mississippi River, and then you have the Nile River in ancient Egypt, and you have Memphis there. Another time parallel, which we'll get into a little bit more when we get back to the scriptures, is 30% of the landmass of Egypt, ancient Egypt, was on the eastern side. 70% was on the western side, was west of the Mississippi, right? Which is the same thing in Egypt. Here in America, you got the Mississippi River, 30%, the so-called eastern seaboard, and then you got west of the Mississippi, which is 70% of the land. That's not by accident. You in the spirit, how about you be on the shots, right? Yeah.
That's Ecclesiastes 1 and 9.
Yep.
It says, the thing that hath been is that which shall be done.
Yep.
What shall be, that which is done, is that which shall be done. There is nothing under the sun. God is showing you that this is Egypt being brought back.
Yep. And Egypt, as we read, in Exodus 20, and 2nd Exodus 1, is synonymous with bondage, in the land of our captivity. Now let's continue on with that. Somebody give me Exodus 1 and verse 1. The brother got precept to say, hey, I'm ready.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 1.
We're going to read down.
Now these things are the names of the children of Israel,
Yep.
which came into Egypt,
Which came into Egypt, the children of Israel. Go ahead.
and every man and his household came with Jacob,
Yep.
Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun,
Yep.
Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher.
Yep.
All the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob
Yep.
were 70 souls.
So it was 70 people that went into ancient Egypt when you read the Exodus first chapter. He read.
So Joseph was in Egypt already.
Joseph was already in Egypt, right? And he had great favor, right? He was the second in command, right? So he had great favor. He was like a governor, right? Like a top governor, already in Egypt. And when you read the scriptures, you read the story of Joseph being sold into slavery and how the Lord turned it around and made him a great man during the time of the famine when the Israelites came into Egypt. Go ahead.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 1 verse 6. Joseph died, all his brethren, all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly,
Yep.
multiplied, waxed, mighty.
Yep. He read. And read a little louder.
And the land was filled with them. Now there rose up a new king over Egypt,
Uh-huh.
which knew not Joseph.
Which knew not Joseph. So when this new king came that knew not Joseph, I don't want to misspeak, but I believe it was Ramses III, if I'm not
I think
mistaken.
it was Ramses the third or second.
Right. I don't want to misspeak, but it was one of the lines of Ramses, right? He knew not Joseph. He knew not the Israelites, right? Meaning there was no favor. When Joseph was there, the Pharaoh had favor with Joseph. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of children of Israel are more mightier than we.
Because the children of Israel are more mighty than we. And here in New Egypt, the modern day Pharaoh, which is Esau, Edom, right? The Edomites, the so-called white people, start with the elites, start with the heads of their government. They see that the Israelites now are more mighty than they are again today.
That shows you that Jake is what the majority.
That's right.
Esau will say that Jake is the minority. We outnumber them, man.
Yep.
But through his false statistics and all of that, they'll portray that picture of you being the minority. You're really the majority, man. You know?
Yeah, because backing up what the elder brothers going into, because they got laws where when Jake get locked up in prison, they not. I don't think they really count them. Something like that. They don't count them as a citizenship. Right. But you got to understand, it's almost. I think a couple years back, it's about 3 to 4 million Israelites in these prison system, man.
Yep.
So imagine that, man.
And the growth of Jake is a threat to Esau, man.
Yep.
Prime example. When you see Jake gathered up in groups on a corner or something, we're Esau, like bring the police out there, y'all gotta break that up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're already in fear that Jake has grown like this. Yep. You know, we have multiplied in this captivity, you know?
Yep.
Can I make one more point? I had a new neighbor, right? He came when he moved down from, he said, I'm from Southern California. He was an Edomite. He kept it real. That's how you know Esau know his brother's finished. First thing he said to me, he said, man, they just need to give California back to the Mexicans, man. It's packed out there.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yep. Hey, might as well do the same thing with Texas too. Another thing they try to do is they try to go and divide the tribes up by calling us not by one nation, but by many different people. Right? That's why we have, we're going to touch on that in the spirit more willing. That's why we have so many different denominations of who the Israelites are. called by different names. They're called Latinos, Native Americans, right? Redskins, African American. You know, these are some of the terms that's used to describe. They're called by these bywords and proverbs that you will touch on. To other names like, you know, the Dominican, Spanish, Spanish, right? Mexican. All of these are bywords in Spanish, are bywords and proverbs, right? These are not the true names.
That precept?
Yep.
This is just going into the fact how they divided up the tribes.
Yep.
This is Psalms 2. In verse 2 it says, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and his anointed. Verse 3, the point, it says, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. So that's what they did. They separated the tribes. And this happened by the way of slavery, man. Like brothers giving examples. They called us by these different proverbs and bywords, different names, right? So we wouldn't collectively come back together. But even though that happened through the spirit, hey, it still happened anyway. So-called black and brown, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Hispanics are coming back to the spirit, you know?
And on to what we're saying. This is Jeremiah 15:33. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
Yeah.
So, like the brother going into them, just like in Egypt, the tribes that were oppressed together. And Esau tried to do his divide and conquer method, pretty much try to make it seem like, you know, that the so-called Negroes are different from the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans, but we're all the same people.
You was on the ships together.
We're the same shit, but then on top of that, we all suffer from the same person. So when you actually sit down and discuss the problems that, you know, that each of us has as you know, so-called race, you see that, hey, we all have a common enemy, which is the so-called white man who treats our evil.
That's right. That's right. 100%. You keep on, bro. Beautiful. That's right.
The book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 10.
Yep.
Come on, let us dwell wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it comes to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies.
Now they dealt wisely again with us here in New Egypt, in Babylon, in America, right? Through all the things that they've done to try to destroy the tribes. That's them dealing wisely again, right? So that's them going out in the smallpox and blankets. That's them systematically killing the northern and southern kingdom, right? You also had the Tuskegee experiment, right? Eugenics program.
The jump shot.
Yep, the jump shot, which is what we're dealing with today, right? The so-called, you know, immuno things they give you that we've been getting for the last 100 plus years, 150, 200, 300 years here in America. Go ahead. Hold up. And another way to deal wisely with Jake is by having Jake on these different programs, being dependent upon Babylon the Great, EBT, Section 8, all these programs, right? All these benefit programs. There's another way to deal wisely with Jake because it keep our people in the docile state, right? And keep them from doing what? From trusting and believing in Yahweh Shah. They trusted Egypt. You got something?
Yep, Isaiah 31 verse 1, what Sagalah said right here. It says, Isaiah 31:1, it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. This is not modern day Egypt, spiritual Egypt.
Yep.
Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because there are many. And the horses go back to power.
Yep.
And essentially what our people trust in the power of the system, this government. It says because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Yep. They ain't looking to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. In this time when the world, you know, is going to destruction, in the time where we're in the time, you know, that this third world's war, which is the battle of Armageddon, Armageddon in the Hebrew, is coming to pass. Our people ain't looking and looking to the men of the Lord and returning to their power. They're looking for alternate means, right? They're looking for an alternate strategy other than the Most High. And there's no strategy that anyone could employ that's going to work unless you got the covering of Yahweh Shah's blood.
That's it.
That's the only strategy. But the average everyday Israelite is not looking toward Yahweh Shah. They're looking toward Egypt, right? They think Esau's going to save them. Like, keep reading.
That's right.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 1, I'll read verse 10 again. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it comes to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us.
Yep.
And so get them up out the land. Verse 11. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burden. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities.
Hold on. Now this taskmasters again today. These are all the parallels. Right? Don't you got a boss? Or you go to work, you got a boss, right? You got a supervisor. Right? They look over you. Go ahead. What's the name?
You got a supervisor, then under the supervisor, you got a lead man.
Right? You got a manager. You know, you got the guy that's running the company. He's the CEO. Right? You know, he the chief person in charge. You got taskmasters again today. You know, because our people, the scripture, they have wore out the saints. That's why you Jakes is working 3 or 4 jobs just trying to be able to, have to make ends meet. Right? Just to try to sustain. Go ahead.
And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. Verse 12.
In a quick parallel, that shows you the glory that Egypt had was because of Jacob. How much more in America? Everything that you see, the glory that America once had, it was all because of the Israelites, man. The salt of the earth. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Ezra chapter 1, verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
The more they multiplied and grew, the more that they afflicted them, right? Keep going.
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
Go ahead.
And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor.
So the Egyptians about to come down on the children of Israel again. That's right. Once again, that's why you Jakes are wore out now. They're about to come down again with great wrath on the children of Israel. Keep going.
Verse 14. Ezra chapter 1, verse 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
Hey, that's not America being bitter. Right? We all over again, man.
Appreciate it.
You see? Hey, it said they made their lives bitter. This is a bitter captivity. Hey, this is your hell, Jake. You got it out.
Hard bondage, right?
That's it.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 14. They made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar and in brick and all the manner of servants in the field, all their servants, wherein they made them serve was with rigor.
With rigor. And that's how we built this country, America. So-called Negroes like you and Native Americans built this country. The true natives of this land were in North America, were the North American, so-called North American Indian the tribe of Reuben and the tribe of Gad. This is actually their land. And then in Central and South America, the so-called Latinos. This is their land, the so-called Hispanic people. So they actually built this land, right? And then Judah Benjamin Levi was brought here, right, to continue to further the agenda of Babylon, right? Make it a global enterprise. That was by the hand of the children of Israel. The so-called white man didn't build this land. Our people did, right? Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 15. The king of Egypt spake to each of the midwives, of which the name of one was Shapar, and the name of the other Ruth. Verse 16. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife,
when the children are being brought into the world, right? Go ahead. To the Israelite women.
And see them upon food, and if be a son,
right?
Ye shall kill him.
They put out a decree to kill the son, which is going to tie into Moses. We're going to give to Moses in a second. And that's going on today. That's called Planned Parenthood today. They've done the same thing today. Where it's been tens of millions of children has been killed since like the 1970s.
Right. That's why there's an attack on the so-called black male in this society. That's why all the programs, all the agendas that Esau pushes, the transformism, the sodomite agenda, all right, ultimately what is to get rid of the Israelite men. You know, they even turned our women against us, man. There was some chick named Cynthia something, I forgot her name, Cynthia G or something like that. There's a video of her talking about how more so-called black women need to abort black males. Right? So that shows you that Eve and Esau, the serpent, they joined hand in hand, they locked in. They're intertwined, man. Just like back in the garden, man. That's right. So there's a primary agenda to get rid of the Israelite men. All the tribes, man. Right? That's right, bring it out.
So Deuteronomy 5 and 17 it says, and whilst they sin not before their power, they prosper because the Most High that hate iniquity. That's why they hate iniquity so it's peace and keep us going on because they know that
benefit off our captivity.
Yep.
They prolong our captivity.
Yep. You see, the scripture talk about how they licked our wounds.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Right? That's their benefit off of us. Right?
Exodus chapter 1, verse 17. Midwives feared the Most High.
That's right.
But did not as the day of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men, children, and lives.
Yeah, and when you read this, it shows you that in the ancient world, at least some of our women had some level of integrity, which they don't have today. But these women would have to be returning out. For you Israelite women, hey, that ain't right, the Lord gonna kill you. This gonna have to be the mind of the Israelite woman that's gonna be saved. Not because of the righteousness, but because the Lord promised that certain Israelite women are gonna be saved. This gonna have to be the mind of the women again, which is coming back underneath their men. Right? A great title of that's coming back underneath their men, coming back to order. But they have fear of the Lord.
Wait, I feel like we pulled in here though.
Men first. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 18.
Yep.
The king called the midwives and said unto them, why have you done this thing?
Yep.
And have saved the men, children alive.
Yep.
Verse 19.
Mercy
The
can roll
midwives
first.
said to Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as
The Hebrew women are not as deep. Our people, we got a lively spirit, a different spirit. Right? But different people. In our right mind, Israel is known as Yashawan. Right? The upright one. You know, Yashawan, the princess of the power. Right? Yerushalayim. Right? The city of peace. The righteous people. Right? A known provider. But now, because our people are in a degenerate state, you know, because of, and most of the reason why is because of curses. And Esau Edom, and it brought our people down, right? The degradation. But now, we are returned. Keep going.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 19 again.
Yep.
And the midwives said to Pharaoh, the Hebrew women are not as Egyptian.
Yep.
They are lively
Yep.
and are delivered there. The midwives comes unto them like in unto them.
Yep.
Verse 20. Therefore the Most High dwelt with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty.
Yeah, so they defied what the Pharaoh said. And the righteous women and Israel is like that to the righteous Israelites, men, women, and children are going to defy the Pharaoh today. When he come with the juice program, or when he come with the Rockman program, they're going to defy him again. They're going to say, hell no. We believe in Yahweh should be upside. We have to jump into that. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 21.
Yep.
Came to pass, because the midwives feared the Most High,
Because they feared the Most High. Go ahead.
that he made houses.
Uh-huh.
22. And Pharaoh changed his people. It's like charged the people saying, every son that is not born ye cast river. Every daughter ye shall say, ah.
Yeah. So once again, the other brother spoke about how there's an attack on the so-called black male in the society, which it is. And it was the same thing before in ancient Egypt. Everything repeats itself. Yep. Right? Somebody give me, before we jump into Exodus 2nd chapter, somebody give me a whole Ecclesiastes 3:14.
That's what the whole feminism program is about.
Yep.
Right? Gloria Steinem.
Yep.
All right, we looked her up. Damn 1948. But when you go into the history behind it, essentially feminism is set up to destroy the Israelite household. Right? To make the woman dependent on the serpent. And we see the fruits of it now, man.
Yep.
Everything is designed to kill off the Jake man.
Yep.
Right?
That's why they call it about what they call it, toxic masculinity and all of that. You can't even make it.
5 outfits in her driveway. Oh, sorry.
Gone, you know.
Yeah, that's good.
Also, you can tell that this whole that Esau's against Jake Man because all in the TV and in YouTube and everything when they put the Jake Bell in the forefront, it's all about wickedness.
Yeah.
It's all about homosexuality. It's all about being a thug. You know, it's all about doing all kinds of wickedness. But they favor the Jake woman. And then they put like also like they have her married black man.
Exactly.
You know, showing you that you know they'll take favor for the Jake woman, but they won't give the Jake man.
Yeah, the Israelite man is put in a negative light.
Yep.
Like you said, if he's on TV, you better believe he ain't gonna be no damn doctor.
Right.
All right, he ain't gonna be no educator. That nigga gonna be a thug,
Yep.
a murderer, gangbanger. He gonna be be a homosexual, a transformer, right? That's how they present the Jake man in the society.
Yes,
You don't, and you can't
Get
see
really
that.
affectionate.
Turn on your TV, man. Look at your music. Look at these niggas that's in the industry, man.
Yep.
All these little so-called rap entertainers, they never faggots, man.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Green and purple hair.
Yeah.
Weirdo. And that's what they push as the Israelite man, which is the forefront of our nation. They said, look at the forefront of your nation. Y'all, he's feminine. You know, these men ain't sexy. These ain't men. But they got the women. Right? That's why you gotta, you know, you see that in all facets of government, entertainment, so on and so forth.
Oh, yeah.
They about to annoy her now,
Right.
You know, the first so-called black woman that's gonna be on the Supreme Court. You know?
Yeah, they couldn't define what a woman was.
Right.
Right. The reason why she couldn't define what a woman was because if she did, it would have went against the sodomite agenda that they pushing out here, man. Because remember, according to this society, there's more than two genders.
Yep.
It's like 100 of them now.
Yep.
Right. So hey, this whole progressive, like the white lady was asking her, you know, due to this progressive teaching in society, this is the result. Things are worse, you know. But see, that's what it is. She has an agenda to push, man. You know.
Right.
Yep. But Ecclesiastes 3 and 14.
Yep.
I know that whatsoever the Most High do it,
Yep.
it shall be forever.
Whatever the Lord do, he do it forever. Right? That's why these Edomites have come back in their spirit. They build the same way. They have the same political parties, the same way of governance. Right? They had a Republic in Rome. They got the same thing here. They had the plebeians and patricians. They got the Democrats and Republicans now. Right? The same. They build the same way. The Senate buildings and all the buildings, all the same. These tall structures. Right? It's all over the world. This is all Esau. You always see it.
And then too, if you look at Mount Seir,
Yep.
you look at
They have a big
The Capitol building, and the Capitol building and the White House is the same. The columns, because whatever. Read it again.
I know that whatsoever the Most High do it, it shall be forever.
Because everything the Lord do, he do forever. So it's back in the same spirit of the same people. Civilizations, right? People are all reincarnated. Everything is reincarnated. So whatever the Lord do, he do it forever. Go ahead.
Nothing can be put to it,
Yeah.
nor anything taken from it.
Yeah, that's the reason why all these nations are coming back, falling, and doing the will of the Lord. Because the Lord set them up, put it in their spirit, and put it in their minds, in their DNA to do and be who they are. Go ahead.
And the Most High do it, that men should fear before him.
Yeah, so the righteous man see the power of the Most High and realize that the Lord is actually, you know, controlling everything, right? The Most High is controlling everything. He saw the one to be down, right? Hey, the Most High is controlling everything, right?
That which has been is now, and that which is to be had already been.
Yeah, everything has came back. Everything has come back. Everything is reincarnated, regenerated. Go ahead.
And the Most High required that which is
The
past.
Most High is going to require that which is past. So, all the wickedness that's done, all the people, everything has been done. Matter of fact, we're suffering judgment from the things that we've done in our past. Right? Pay for the sins of our fathers. That's good. You know? That's in that chapter, right? Verse 11 to 19. Yep.
This is Exodus, chapter 2, verse 11.
Yep. Now we're going to continue on with this thing, going through Egypt. And then we're going to touch on Israelites, right? Which call themselves black and all these different terms here in a second. We'll continue on with this thing dealing with Egypt. The Lord said, I brought you out of Egypt. But a lot of our people today believe heavily in Egyptology, being black and all these different things, believe in all these wayward doctrines, right? The head of the house of Israel, a lot of Israelites, especially with Judah, Benjamin, Levi, pushing that Egypt spirit. A lot of our people want to be Egyptians. But the Lord said, I'm the one that delivered you out of Egypt, right? So that, the end of that chapter, the first chapter goes into Moses. To the point. This is starting at verse 11. Exodus 2, we're going to start 11 and read down.
It says, and it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren and looked unto their verdict.
Yep, his brethren was who? The Israelites. Moses found out that he was an Israelite. And what happened? Changed. Remembering ourselves and coming back to being Israelites, we had to change. We had to be transformed by the renewing of our minds, which has come back to being a service to Yahweh Shah. But he was raised as an Egyptian. You know, keep going.
And he spied an Egyptian smiting in Hebrew one of his brethren.
One of his brothers. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And he looked this way and that way.
Moses looked left and right. Go ahead.
And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand.
Yeah, you gotta remember Moses being raised as an Egyptian. He was one of the high up, like number 2 or 3 Egyptians in all the land. But he was really an Israelite, right? So he slew the Egyptian. Go ahead.
And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together. And he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow?
He said that if the 2 Israelites said, why did you kill the Egyptian man? Go ahead.
And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me? As thou
They were scared. They said, are you going to kill us too? Go ahead.
as thou killedest the Egyptian?
Uh-huh.
And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known.
Right?
Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses. But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian.
He went and dwelt in the land of Midian. Right? Keep going.
And he sat down.
We're just going back to some Ishmaelites. Go ahead.
And he sat down by a well.
Uh-huh.
Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters.
Yep. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters. Go ahead.
And they came and drew water.
Uh-huh.
And filled the troughs to water their father's flock.
Uh-huh.
And the shepherds came and drove them away.
Uh-huh.
But Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Reuel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today?
Yeah, he wanted to know how did I come back so fast? Because Moses had helped him. But now we're about to touch on something real key as we continue to transition to that. Go ahead.
And then,
What verse is this?
verse 19.
Here it is.
And they said, an Egyptian delivered us.
They said a what?
An Egyptian delivered us.
Because Moses still had the look of an Egyptian at this point, right? Because he was raised in a house, of the Pharaoh, right? From his daughter. So he was raised as an Egyptian since he was a little baby. So these Midianites would have said, this Egyptian man helped him. He didn't care.
Says, and they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us, and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him that he may eat bread.
Yeah, hey, that's all I wanted on it. So Moses was mistaken for an Egyptian. You got a lot of our people today, there's this misconception. I got an article here for the brother to read. As we transition, there's a misconception today with the Israelites. Somebody give me the Bible dictionary too. Give me hand. Right? There's a misconception today. A lot of our people want to be Egyptians. They want to be Egyptians. A lot of Israelites want to be Egyptians. Right? You got a lot of people in the northern kingdom that don't want to be, associated with being Israelites. The average everyday Israelite don't want to be associated with being Israelites. There's a stigma behind it. And there always was. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, we got to put this in the camera. Yep. Matter of fact, put this in the camera. Right? So there's a stigma behind being an Israelite. Like it tells you in the Maccabees that to declare yourself a Jew was unlawful. To say that you were an Israelite was unlawful. Right? And it's the same thing today. We're declaring to our people who they really are. Right? And being black, right? Being a Native American, being a Dominican, being a Haitian, being a Puerto Rican, that ain't it. You gotta come back to being an Israelite. Right? And you should be proud of being an Israelite. For brothers that's returning, they're very proud of being an Israelite. Yep. They're very proud of being Israelites. We're proud to be who we are. Moses was proud of being an Israelite. He slew that man because, Moses was proud to be there for his brothers. Yep.
Right. So as we read in that chapter, basically Moses gave up that prominent position.
Yep.
To be with his brother. Right. This is Hebrews 11. Right. This is Hebrews 11 and verse 24 and 25. It says, by faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh, the son of Pharaoh's daughter. That's the integrity of Moses, right? Verse 25. Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, right? So that shows you the integrity that Moses had. When you go in Hebrews 11 chapter, it essentially gives you a rundown of the faith of our forefathers, man, and the things that they had to endure.
why we need deliverance. But you Jake said that think that everything is actually okay, right? That it ain't that bad. We need deliverance, man. We got to come back in the promise.
I got it.
Yep.
Proverbs 14 and 12. It says, there is a way which seemeth right to a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. According to the ways of that old man, those are the ways of death. Sodomitism, that's a word, that's death.
Yep, that's right.
They push out these things right. That's why commercials, TV shows, all that. That's all they push. There's a nasty people,
Right.
you know, and they say that this is the right thing. These people don't realize that more perspective. These are things that we gotta go to death.
Yeah. Well, the world that we live in is an anti-Messiah world.
Yep.
I got this real quick. This is 1 John 2 and 18, right? It says, little children, it is the last time, meaning the last days. As you have heard that Antichrist or anti-Messiah shall come, even now are there many anti-Messiahs, whereby we know that it is the last time. So the Lord said that there's many anti-Messiahs. That's the world we live in today. This is a satanic world. Remember, according to what, 1983, Ronald Reagan deemed the year of the Bible. So hey, they're going to be held by them standards, man.
The Bible's supposed to be the law of the land.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the law of the land. See?
Right? That's right. Now, a lot of Israelites are speaking about it, that people made a transition from this lesson, about the fact that a lot of Israelites today, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right, are scattered across the four corners, don't want to be associated with being Israel, right? A lot of individual Levi, especially, take on this black, this pro-black, this African, Egyptology spirit, right? Now read that for me, bro.
And then
The Compact Bible
And
Dictionary.
we're not black. We're different shades of brown. That's the first thing. We're not black people. We are the Israelites of the Bible. And you Edomites are the Edomites of the Bible, the so-called white people. That's who you are. We are not black. Let's set the record straight. Right? We're going to get into black in a minute. Keep going.
The Compact Bible Dictionary.
Ham, which are the Hamitic people, which are the actual Africans. Because Jason Ryan called themselves African Americans and African, right? Afrocentric, so on and so forth. Black, all this type of nonsense. Destroyed for lack of knowledge. Go ahead.
Ham, the youngest son of Noah, probably born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons who lived through the flood.
Yep.
He became the progenitor,
Which is the forefather. Ham was the forefather, right? Go ahead.
he became the progenitor of the dark races,
Of the dark races.
not the Negroes.
So the Negroes are separate. We ain't black people. We're separate of these Africans. We ain't no damn Africans, right? You got East Indians, you got Edomites that look darker than us. I got some in my neighborhood. Does that make us the same people?
Exactly.
Let's show you the spirit our people in being destroyed. Which we're going to get in, somebody hold in a second.
Yep.
Jeremiah 17 and 4, whoever. Right?
If I may add, no, this is coming from y'all scholars, man. Y'all Edomite scholars.
Yep.
So y'all 2/3 who don't trust us, man. Hey, that's from y'all's master, man.
Yep. Surely if Master said it, it's got to be some validity.
Right,
to it.
right.
If Master said it, it got to be right.
If he didn't confirm it, right?
Right. Master confirmed it. Here it is right here. And then we gonna give you from the real master, how about you be able to sign the Holy Scripture? We're gonna go and show you the scripture. You gotta go back.
This is Exodus 11 and 7. It says, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Yep, and the dogs is symbolic to the other nations. You read the Bible. Right? So against the children of Israel, these dogs, these other nations, these low-bound creatures, hey, they ain't got nothing to say. And most importantly, against the elect, actually. Right? That actually would be proper speaking of the elect. Because the rest of Israel are going to be in their rightful state in the kingdom, 2/3. But toward the elect now, today, can't none of these nations say or do anything to persuade the Most High of the elect. Scripture say that who can hold anything to the charge of the Most High elect? None. Go ahead.
Against man or beast, that they may know how the Lord doeth put a difference between Egyptians and Israel.
So there's a difference. That's a supreme cut. There's a difference between an Israelite and a Hamite. A major difference. Right? But we're going to jump into why a lot of these states believe and take on that persona of Egypt.
Right.
Why they love Egypt so much.
Hey, when you even go into certain scholarship, it tells you that there were many different Israelite strongholds throughout Africa, man. And when those European colonists came in, right? When they came in and infiltrated or Israel, I should say. They identified them as what? As a branch of Hebrews, man.
Yep.
When you go into the west coast of Africa, different places such as Nigeria, Ghana, the Congo, all right, Sierra Leone,
Yep.
right? You had many different Israelite strongholds in there. That's why when you go on the ancient maps, like the 1700s,
Yep.
that west coast of Africa was called Negro land.
It was.
You see what I'm saying?
Countries like the Ivory Coast,
Yep.
Ghana, Benin, Cameroon, all further on down.
Yep.
A lot of the countries. Very stronghold, very big stronghold. Matter of fact, we know that we had dynasties all over.
Right.
You know, we were dynastic people all through that land.
Right. There's even a slave port where they took the slaves from the west coast of Africa, and it was called the port of Judah.
Yep.
When you look it up. So that shows you that what Esau knew who he was coming after.
Yep.
Right? Because remember, you had Ham that helped Esau gather Jacob.
That's right.
Ishmael, all right, the so-called Arabs, they pretty much built up the ships.
Yep.
Then you had Amalek, all right, the 1948ers that financed it, man.
Yep.
So hey, pretty much slavery was a world business, right? When you really get into it, me and the elder brother Yahweh and GMS White, we went into a lesson going into that, man. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Wow, you got it.
It says, it's pronounced Uda, Wida. It says, sorry, French, it says Uda and then Judah.
Yep.
Yep. They're showing, you know, that Esau knows, you know, who he had in captivity.
Yep. We went from Hebrews to Negroes. There's plenty of memes. The brother got all of it.
I'll pull it up.
We'll put it in the screen as we continue on to say. We went from Hebrews, right? Hebrews to Negroes. We are the true Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American.
That's right. I believe it was just recently they had what's it called, the small hats. They claimed that some people over there in Nigeria, I believe, that they're descendants from Israelites.
Oh,
They
yeah,
are.
I heard about that. Yeah, that's
Because they are. The Nigerians are. Matter of fact, we're going to touch on part of that when we get into the word Niger, which is really the word nigger. We're going to get into that. Lord willing through the Spirit, right? We're going to touch on some of that. So, from Hebrews to Negroes, we are the Israelites. We here to proclaim that and to tell you other nations, especially you Edomites, that you're about to go into slavery.
right.
So you better go ahead and enjoy the rest of your time here. Enjoy your soccer games, enjoy your festivities, your extravaganzas, your balls, because soon you Edomites is going into slavery. Thus saith the Lord of the Bible. Right? Now, let's continue on. That was it for that. Bro, you go ahead and read it for 7. Now, we went from Exodus 1, right? And now we're going 1 and 2.
Yep.
Now let's go to the 3rd chapter. Let's continue to maneuver through there a little bit.
Yep.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 3 and verse 7.
Now hold that. Somebody also hold me Exodus 4, 1 through 7. Go ahead.
And the Lord Yahweh said,
Uh-huh.
I have surely seen the affliction of my people.
Now, we're going through that journey, right? Moses has been raised up to do what? To deliver the children of Israel. So now, the Most High is coming to Moses, letting Moses know what his mission is. Read it again.
And the Lord Yahweh said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people, which are in Egypt.
Yep. So the Lord saw the affliction of the Israelites then, and he's seeing the affliction of the Israelites now. He's seen the 400 years of hardcore bondage, right? All the hardship is still now. You see how destroyed our people are. He's also seeing the remnant that's returning. His eyes are upon the righteous, right? Go ahead.
And have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters.
So the Lord hears the cry of the elect again. By our taskmasters, he's hearing the cry again. The Lord's hearing it again because everything is reincarnated. Everything happens again. So all we're doing is going back into Egypt again. We're in the wilderness again, crying out unto the Lord. Right? As John the Baptist said. Right? We're in the wilderness again, which is Babylon, crying out to the Most High. Right? Because this is a land that's barren of faith. That's what makes this a wilderness.
Right.
Yep.
2nd Ezra 15 and 8 says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Rather will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continue. He is going into, the Lord is going to judge these heathens for how they oppressing the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Complain every day about in this wicked place, man. In this wicked queen, man.
Yep.
You know, every day we're vexed, as a matter of fact, like how lot.
Hey, when it says that the souls of the just complain continually, you're in the wrong spirit, you ain't complaining. That's right. That means you cool with being here if you ain't complaining. Right. How the hell could you be here and not complain if you in your right mind? Right. And the elder brother always says, if the elect, the hopeful elect are the only ones in their right mind. The believers are the only ones that's actually in the right spirit, in their right mind.
I got two for you.
So you got
This is James 5:4. Behold, the hire of the laborers, which have reaped down your fields. Who are the laborers? The Israelites, right? That have been subjected to hardcore bondage in Egypt, right? In this modern day spiritual Egypt, right?
Yep.
So it says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, because like the brother son-in-law said, right? Jake built the miracle, right? It says, which is of you kept back by fraud, crying, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. You see? So the cries of the elect, all right, the true laborers, have entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, the Lord of armies, man. Right? Let's get another one. This is James. This is James chapter 2, right? This is James chapter 2 in verse 6. And it reads, it says, but you have despised the poor. Do not rich men oppress you? Right? Are we not under the oppression of the elites of Esau? Right? It says, do not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seat? Verse 7. Do not they blaspheme the worthy name by which ye are called? You see? Like we was going into. We're not called by our true names. We're not identified as the Israelites. Right? Esau and these goddamn Christian apologists, they want to keep you as black. Yep. They want to keep you as a goddamn Negro, man. Yep. They want to spiritually put you back into bondage. Right. Right?
And that word black goes back to void of life. Right. You know, so our people, they are void of this life, man. You know, so you want to call yourself black, man, you lost, man.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why they keep pushing this agenda, this black out here, man. And you got our people out here still wearing damn Black Lives Matter, man. Right. You know, showing you that our
Proverbs 21:16 says, by saying that you're black, you're just saying you're born of light. Yep. The light is symbolic of God.
It's showing that you have no understanding, right?
It says that the man that runneth out of the way, understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Reiterate, saying that you're black, saying you don't understand, you have any wisdom.
You saying you're dead.
This is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. It says, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sign that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And that's what we're doing out here, man. Hey, preaching this word so that the elect can receive this truth and be marked with that mark of redemption, that mark of salvation before destruction comes. And the key point there is the men that sign that cry, because 2/3, they're content. You know, they're satisfied with the way things are going. You know, they don't want to see America go down. Only the elect are. They're the ones that sign that cry that are vexed daily, day in and day out with the ways of America.
That's it. Brother Barnabas is saying that mark in that verse in Ezekiel 9 goes back to the word mark, the mark of exemption. And that's what we pray that our works give us exemption. You know, the white stone, right? So that we don't get judged. The Lord, we want the Lord to not remember our sins. Two-thirds, he said, you don't remember every one of them. That's why they're going to die. Because the same must go after death by pain. Right? The Lord is coming to bring the pain. Two-thirds. But they don't want to hear him, though. They don't want to hear them in the Lord because, you see, we always say this. If we was coming in an Edomite spirit of white supremacy, which is Christianity, our people would hear that, right? But because we come in the truth and they hate truth, is why they won't prescribe the truth. But the thing is, we ain't heard by it because we know it ain't for them. We know that the overwhelming majority ain't gonna get it.
That's why, pursuing the second Ezra, the 15th chapter, the Lord said, what did he say? That the incredulity. You know what I'm saying? He said, basically, marvel not at the incredulity against you. Incredulity goes back to disbelief. So we ain't all bent out of shape. We just understand that that's how it's written, man. The only the elect is going to be able to see the light.
And that's what makes the truth precious. That's what makes it find gold and rubies. Because it's not for everybody. If the truth was accessible to everybody, then it wouldn't be fine gold and it wouldn't be rubies. Right? And it's only for us to keep showing the value of it. Right?
Amos 9 and 13. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake overtake the reaper.
That's a precept for you, bro.
Yep, yep.
The plowmen, the Israelites, right, who are plowing in the fields, been plowing in the fields for 400 plus years.
Laborers.
Right, the laborers, the hired laborers, it's going to do what?
Shall overtake the reaper.
We're about to overtake the reaper because Esau has reaped from free labor for over 400 years in this generation of time. Right? Go ahead.
And the treader of the grapes, him that soweth seed.
The treader of the grapes. The treader of the grapes. Hey, Brakatay Yam Bashimi Abashah. Hey, the treader of the grapes. The treader of grapes, which are the we about to get a brother over here.
It's windy as hell.
Yeah, the treader, yeah, it's like 17 miles per hour.
Yeah, crazy.
The treader of the grapes.
Is it good?
Salaki, yeah. The treader of the grapes.
Hey, you brothers behind the camera, if you got a preset, read loud.
Yeah, read loud. Matter of fact, you can still bring your precepts out.
Okay.
Matter of fact, we'll pull it over here. Try to get everybody in there.
Press the power in the air.
That's right.
Like, fuck that.
I just want to lean us against the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, yeah, right there should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You're going to bring it out, man.
This is still good, though.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
You're going to bring it out. Hey, bring it again. Bring it again, because you're making a solid point.
Yep.
Behold, this is Amos 9:13. Behold, the days come, said the Lord Yahweh, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper.
The Israelites are going to overtake the Edomites, right? The plowmen, the ones that's working the fields, right? The ones that's wore out. Go ahead.
And the treader of the grapes, him that soweth seed.
Yeah, the tread of the grapes. We've been the ones treading the grapes, right?
Yep.
And Esau been the one reaping the benefits.
Absolutely.
The scriptures say, it tell us in the curses, Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26, that he would be the head and we would be the tail.
Yep.
Right? He would get up above, be very high, and he would get down below him very low.
That's right.
Right? Then we would work the fields and not reap the benefits of our work, of our labor. Go ahead.
And the mountain shall drop sweet wine.
Yep.
And all the hills shall melt.
And all the hills
I
shall
don't
melt.
like.
And I will bring again the captivity of my people of
And the
Israel.
Lord's going to take away the captivity of the Israelites.
Right.
We're going to get back to Moses showing that. Go ahead.
And they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them.
Yep.
And they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof.
We also going to be put back in our own true homeland, which is Israel, right? Not Africa. We're not Africans. Go ahead. Yep.
They shall also make gardens and eat of the fruit of them.
Yep.
And I will plant them on their land, and they shall no more be pulled out of their land which I have given
We
them.
ain't gonna go into captivity no more. That was good. That was good to go. We ain't gonna go into captivity no more, right? So our captivity is almost up. We'll go back to Moses. Oh, you got
And
something?
a quick point. I want to add on because we read the scripture where it said that the plowman was going to overtake the reaper. And see, that's heavy because these devils now they know that shit. That's why, as far as pursuing Revelation 12 and 12, what the devil is going to come down with great wrath because he knows that his time is short. That's why, hey, like we've been talking about over the past week, Biden just announced that what we entered into a new world order. All right, this is no longer a so-called conspiracy, man. All right, this is the plans of the elites, right? So they got to get ready to try to get rid of Jake. So once again, they know that the plowman is going to rise up and take over the reaper, man. Hey, it's not Esau the end of the world,
Them too, so we definitely need you.
and Jacob the beginning of that followers.
That's
so
right.
They know what time it is. You know, hey, the scriptures even tell you in Psalms 37 that the wicked plotteth against the just, and they gnashed upon him with his teeth. Right? But the Lord said what? The Lord shall laugh at him because he see that his day is coming. That's right. You see? So it's all, and the parallels is heavy, man. You know?
Yep, that's right. His day is coming. Destruction is coming to the wicked, right? Won't be no peace to the wicked. Won't be no making America great again. Babylon can't be healed. That's
right.
Babylon is through.
That's it.
Right? We are at the end. We are at the end of the rule of the wicked.
CTD.
Babylon is circling the drain fast, and we're watching this collapse, which is going to be epic.
Yeah.
Something that's going to be done that's never been done on the earth is what the Lord is about to do. Go ahead, bro.
It's Psalms 2 and 1. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Hey, why did the heathen rage? Shalaki, you speaking out?
You
Go
got
ahead.
it.
Read it again for me, Shalaki, brother.
Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Right, because really, what's on the minds of these world leaders? Everybody's fighting for global dominance.
Yep.
Right? Russia actually thinks they're going to be the next world superpower. China actually thinks they're going to be the next world superpower.
That's right, that's right.
America thinks they're going to remain in power forever.
That's right.
So, hey, the heathen imagine a vain thing because ultimately the Lord is going to enact World War III for these nations to destroy each other.
That's right.
And then it's going to be the rising of Israel, and that's going to be the government over the earth forever. Read on. You got any more?
I keep going.
Yeah. That's the beauty behind it, man.
It says, the kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us.
Right, like I said earlier, man, slavery was a world business, man.
A worldwide enterprise.
A worldwide enterprise. All nations was in on it.
Yep.
And it's the same thing now. It's a coordinated effort to destroy the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, man. Right? To get rid of them. Because, hey, the elders go into it all the time. When in the midst of this great reset, this new world order, it ain't gonna be no teaching this word, man.
Yep.
You talk about you an Israelite, you talk about Babylon going down. It ain't gonna happen like that. So that's how you know, man. Hey, them same plans, them crafty councils, hey, it's still going on to this very day. Give me one more verse, huh?
Verse 4. He sitteth in the heaven. He that sitteth in the heaven shall laugh.
See, once again, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. Hey, Yahweh Shai is laughing at these devils, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
The Lord shall have them in derision.
Right, and the Lord shall have them, that's it. And the Lord shall have them in derision, which ultimately goes back to confusion.
Yep.
Because right now, hey, once this world war pops off, that's it, man. Once those missiles come out of the silos, it's a wrap, man.
Yep.
Right? Because remember, before the missiles come out the silos, the Quran got to come to pass. But once these things happen, that's it, man. It ain't gonna be no, all right, the missiles hit, Esau rise up out of the ashes. You know what I'm saying? Then he implements his new world order, and then the world is governed by Satan forever. That's not how the story is written. You see?
And it also goes to show that for you Israelites, you're either going to be marked for destruction or you're going to be marked, for salvation.
That's it.
The Lord's coming back to destroy and save.
That's it.
So you're either going to fall on one side or the other.
That's it.
And I always say this, you got to think 2/3 is a massive number.
Yep.
It's the overwhelming majority. So a lot of our people ain't going to make it, right? A lot of Jakes is out here on the fence and playing around with the Lord, right? Waiting to see that wait-and-see spirit. That's what's going to be the undoing of a lot of you Israelites.
I just got to see it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, bro. I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they want to see a sign, but not knowing the signs right first.
That's right. Hey, since when have you seen so-called Negroes out here in America, which are the Israelites, simultaneously, right, on the four corners of the earth, stand up and come back and proclaim who they are and come back to serving the Lord Yahweh? You've never seen this. All the four corners of the earth has never happened.
This is a phenomenon.
That's right.
I got something this for you. This is Salaki. This is Jeremiah 4 in verse 20 down to 22. Jeremiah 4:20 says, "Destruction upon destruction."
Yep.
Matter of fact, I started at 19. Jeremiah 4:19. Jeremiah 4:19.
Yep.
My bowels, I am pained at my very heart. My heart maketh a noise in me. I cannot hold my peace, because thou hast heard, O my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war.
The alarm of war is the sound of the trumpet, which is that great destruction is coming, right? The scriptures tell you in Jeremiah, sound of battles in the land.
Exactly. Go ahead. Destruction upon destruction is cried, for the whole land is spoiled.
Yep. Babylon is going to be completely destroyed. Go ahead.
Suddenly are my tents spoiled and my curtains in a moment.
Yep.
How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet?
How long are our people going to hear the truth going out, right? And not repent, not return.
Right.
Not take the Lord seriously. Go ahead.
For my people is foolish.
You Israelites are foolish people, the Lord said.
For my people is foolish, they have not known me.
You Israelites, the vast majority are sitting in these churches and these different philosophies and religions. You don't know the Most High. You don't know the God of the Bible, which is why we're going into this lesson today, which is that, hey, the Lord is the God of the Bible is the one that delivered the Israelites, and he's going to deliver the Israelites again that repent. Go ahead.
They have not known me. They are sottish children.
I mean, it's stupid. You Israelites are stupid because upon hearing the truth and hearing the sound of the trumpet, that should bring fear to you. But to not be afraid and not return shows you stupid. Go ahead.
And they have none understanding.
And it shows that you got no understanding of anything that's righteous. All you know how to do is wickedness. Cook, coke, rob, steal, kill, murder.
Thug it,
right? Women, rebellious, whoredom. That's all our people know. Go ahead.
They are wise to do evil.
They only know how to do wicked things, right?
But to do good, they have no knowledge.
They have no knowledge. The same thing it says when you go to Isaiah the 5th chapter. Woe to them that they call evil good and good evil, right? That's all our people know. And we're the sign. We are the men of the Lord that's here to help bring our people back. Those that won't heal us, those that have eyes and see ears to hear, which we know the majority do not. We're going to go back to Moses to show some more of these parallels, all right?
This is the book of Exodus chapter 3 and 7.
Yep.
And the Lord Yahweh said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt.
Yep. And we are in Egypt again, right? Go ahead. The Lord hears our affliction again. Right. The believers.
And have heard the cry by reason of their taskmaster.
Yep, and he's heard the cry of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. He's going to hear the cries of the 2/3 is going to cry out in that day, the fallouts, that they keep teaching the word, that they continue to push the truth, right? They slept on their talents, they put their hands, they set on their hands, right? That was too scared to go out and do the work of the Lord. Right. He ain't going to hear your cries. He hearing the cries of the men that are honest and sincere. That's right. Go ahead.
And I know their sorrows.
And he know their sorrows. He know. Yahweh said he know the blasphemy of them would say that they are Jews or not, but they're the synagogue of Satan. Right. And in there, he said, although we are impoverished, we're rich. Yep. He know that we are rich. He understands our sorrow. But we're rich because he gave us the truth. Thank you. Go ahead.
And I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of Egypt.
And he's going to come down again to do what?
To deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians.
Of the Egyptians. The modern day Egyptians are the Edomites. He's coming. He sent Moses before, and now he's sending Yahweh to come and deliver the elect out of the hand of the modern day Egyptians, which are the Edomites. You got it?
Precept. It's Isaiah 19. All right. It's Isaiah 19 in verse 20.
Yep.
And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. Ooh. And the sign is what? The prophets.
Right.
All right? Yep. Lifting up the standard, teaching the truth, claiming Yahweh Shai. It says, it shall be a sign for a witness unto the Lord Yahweh Shai of hosts in the land of Egypt, for they shall cry unto the Lord Yahweh Shai because of the oppressors. And he shall send them a savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them.
That great one, the greatest of all saviors, is Yahweh Shai, right? The Lord rose up prophets and saviors before, but the greatest of all, the Lord saved the best for last. He saved Yahweh Shai for last, to come and deliver the believers again today, right? So the 2/3, hey, which is the overwhelming majority of our people that don't want to get down with the truth, that's okay, right? Because Yahweh Shai only coming for them that truly believe, and that truly got a heart to serve. That's what the Lord wants.
Serving them the right way.
The right way. You know, in truth and in sincerity, according to this word. Yep.
2 Chronicles 15 and 13. That whosoever will not seek the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, shall be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman. And that's where you stubborn 2/3 out there and sitting around waiting. You're not seeking the Most High. You know why you at liberty, why you got a chance. You're going to be put to death. Whether small or great, man, young, old, whatever. Yep. All you Israelites, you're going to be put to death.
Because the Lord, he said that because he's going to respect the person. It don't matter what your status is or how much money you got or what your status is on the earth or what things you've done. Right. None of that don't matter to the Lord. He ain't in awe of no man. Right? That's right. So it don't matter if you Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Oprah Winfrey, Beyonce, Floyd Mayweather, whoever these people are. Right? Kendrick Lamar. Ain't enough to just say you're an Israelite. You got to come back and live and do the work of the Lord. Right? And support the ministry. Right? You should be pushing, support the ministry. But first of all, repent. That's the best way you can support the ministry is by getting yourself together. Right?
Is this not the time?
we have to bitter in. This is it.
And I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land into a good land, and enlarge unto a land flowing with milk and honey.
Yep. So the Lord's coming to send Yahweh Shai to give us the kingdom again that He promised to us. The Lord is about to make good on His promises. He did it through Moses, so why would He do it again? That's right.
Hey, this is the time. Yep. Isaiah 40 and 1. Comfort ye, my people, saith your power. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem and cry unto her, that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned. For she have received of the Lord Yahweh Shai's hand double for all her sins.
Yep. The Lord give Esau double for all of his wickedness and receive the elect. Right? It's that time. And we being comforted through this word, through this truth. You read the Bible, Romans 15, a many.
And part of that comfort is what? We're about to be released out of this prison, man. We about to be released out of poverty. We about to be released out from wickedness, right? We about to be released from work, right? We about to be released from oppression, right? We about to be released from wicked ass women, these women oppressing us, and all this baggage, man. So that's the comfort, man. Because what, like Sadallah was saying earlier, hey, our people are worn out. We're tired, man. So this is the comfort here. The Lord is giving you the comfort. He's letting you know that there's something better that lies ahead for you, man. You know?
If I may add, this is why we want this devil to go ahead and implement the MOTV.
Hell yeah.
You know, because we know right
Bring it on.
That's in the context of this. We're going to tear this place Babylon up, man.
That's right.
You know, if people don't realize that these missiles are hitting and tearing this place up, that's it, man. We out of here. Once they hit the button, we only minutes away from being delivered, man. Where it's over.
Hey, these celebrities that you Jakes worship, they're already in their underground bunkers. You got certain top celebrities, and how much more the elites? The elites, they already underground. They're already over there in Switzerland and New Zealand. They in their mountains, retreats, they bunkers, because they know, hey, the button could be pushed at any given time. See?
Even the Kardashians when they bought them Khloe Kardashian when they got them one. Right? So even they know that they're gonna get melted in Babylon.
Right.
Even they know that the end is coming.
Exactly. But how much more these niggas? So they don't even understand, don't even care, man.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. The parallels are crazy, showing how lost the Israelites are.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 1. Moses answered and said, but behold, they would not feed me.
Yeah, Moses said, hey, when the Lord brought Moses up and said, look, this is what I'm gonna have you go do. He said, but the Lord, he said, Yahweh, they ain't gonna believe. Right? They ain't gonna believe the fact that, you know, me being a Western Egyptian, on the back, showing I'm an Israelite, that you have called me and led me to be the leader of the people. They ain't gonna believe it. Go ahead. That's right.
God hearken unto my voice.
Which they don't believe us. We said in the seed of Moses today. Exactly. They don't believe us. Right? That's right. They don't believe us. Go ahead.
But they will say, Lord have not appeared unto thee.
They're going to say, nah, you ain't no real man of the Lord. How we know that y'all truly the men of the Lord? Okay. Well, who gave y'all, under what rule or what authority do y'all have to go teach the Bible?
Let's answer that question. This is Matthew 16 and verses 2 and 3. I'll start at 1. Matthew 16 and 1. And the Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, tempting and desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. Verse 2. He answered and said unto them, What is it evening you say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. Verse 3. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O you hypocrites! You can discern the face of the sky, but you cannot discern the signs of the times. Verse 4, the point. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there should no sign be given unto it, but to the sign of the prophet Jonas.
That's right.
Right?
Which is the men of the Lord today. The sign is already here. So if you're seeking for a sign, the sign is already here. The Lord already gave you. The Lord ain't gonna do nothing. The Lord right. He ain't gotta come and force you to serve him. Right. You either serve him because it's called to serve him, or you're not. Right. You either is or you ain't. Right. You have other legs, but you're not. That's it. The Lord willing us to lead us in the road of endurance.
See, Jake want a divine entity to come down out of the sky and speak directly to them.
Right.
Man, every time when you go through the scriptures, man, every time something bad was going to happen, you know, the Lord always brought his prophets, man, to prophesy the downfall of every kingdom, man. Right. And this is what we're doing now. We're prophesying the downfall of this place.
Right. Hey, Jake think that the angel gonna come down.
That's right.
And it's gonna, a bright angel gonna come out the skies. He gonna descend down. Right. Oh. Everybody outside, they gonna be stuck like, oh, and they gonna be like, listen to my prophets.
Yeah, exactly. Jake gonna hit it. Oh.
Right. Listen to my men, you know. Come on, man.
Yeah, I got a precept.
Yeah, you got it.
It's Hebrews 1:1. It says the most. You break down, bro. The Most High, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets. God, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets.
Right, you know, he spake in the ways of the prophets in the ancient times. He's going to speak the same way in these days, man. The Lord never changes.
Yep.
You know, he said, he revealed, he will do nothing except he revealed to the servants of prophets.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And who are the men of the Lord that got the understanding today? The men that you see right here. That's right. That's who got the understanding. The side of the prophet Jonas. You know, the men of the four corners, Ezekiel 37 chapter. Yep. See, that's the sign right now. That's what we the sign. But that ain't good enough for Jacob, which is okay. Yep. It's okay if it ain't good enough for you. Because you don't know once again after death by pain. That's right. Then shall they know that the prophet have been among us.
I got
I appreciate it. This is St. John 15 and 16. Because y'all don't know anything. Y'all don't know the truth. You don't believe the truth. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. It's that first sentence, that first line. That's why y'all don't believe, because I didn't choose you all. The men of the preaching, teaching all over the planet, he have them ones he chosen. And the 1/3 that's soon to go, you know, that's waking up, they're soon gonna wake up. They can receive it. That's why y'all can't receive it. That's why y'all don't believe it. That's why y'all ain't gonna believe it, because y'all not the chosen.
That's right.
In Psalms 37 and 30. Psalms 37 and 30 says, the mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment.
Yep. And that's what the prophets are doing. Speaking of wisdom, they're talking of judgment. Let me give you the other one, showing the judgment. This is Jeremiah 28, starting at 7, and then verse 8 as well.
Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 7.
But this is what a prophet will be doing. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thine ears, and in the ears of all the people.
Right, all the people in the four corners of earth, through the unicorn, this word is going out. So whether you want to hear it, you do or you don't, it don't matter. It's in the ears of everybody. Go ahead.
The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, prophesied both against many countries, and against great kingdoms, of war, and of evil, and of pestilence.
The prophets always came, and the prophets always came with a message of war, evil, and pestilence. That's what the trumpet is. Danger.
And that just show you that these wacky-tacky, bugged-out Christians out here, they're not speaking about none of this, man. They're not speaking about war, pestilence, about this place being ready to be destroyed. None of that, man. Showing you that they're false prophets. That's right.
Yeah, Vocab Malone ain't warning you about the destruction. Vocab Malone ain't telling you about the Karagma that's coming. That's right. The time of Jacob's trouble, the time like no other on the earth, man. None of these Christian apologists, or whoever Esau minions that he sends out, they ain't warning you about none of this, man. Showing you that, hey, they were set up to be complete opposition of the truth. That's their job. You know? Agents for Satan, man.
That's right. Right? The Lord has not given them to get the prophecy. Only the prophets have to get the prophecy. That's right. Right? You know, which is the spirit of Yahweh Shah. Now, matter of fact, you got all right, cool. We'll go back there. We'll go down to 7.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 4, and I'm going to read verse.
All right, good.
And Moses answered and said, Behold, but behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken unto my voice. They will say, the Lord hath not appeared unto thee.
There are people who feel the same way. They don't believe the Lord is dealing with us in the spirit. They don't believe the Lord has called us. Go ahead.
The Lord Yahweh said unto him, What is it? What is that in thine hand? And he said, Rod.
Go ahead.
And he said, Cast it on the ground. And he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent.
And it became a serpent. Go ahead.
And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, Put forth thy hand, and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand, and he caught it. And it became his rod in his hand.
It became a rod in his hand. Now keep reading.
Verse 5. Exodus chapter 4, verse 5. That they may believe that the Lord, our power of their fathers, our power of Abraham, power of Isaac, power of Jacob, and have appeared unto thee. The Lord Yahweh said furthermore unto him, put down thy hand into thy bosom.
He said, put your hand into your bosom, Abraham. He had to show Abraham something before sending him to do his work. Go ahead.
And he put his hand into his bosom.
Moses. Go ahead.
And he put his hand into his bosom. And when he took it out, he said, oh, it was leprous as snow.
It was leprous and snow. When you go into that word leprous, you know, it goes back to be a disease of the skin, right? To have leprosy. Now, Edomites are clean lepers, right? They don't have pigmentation in their skin, right? So Moses, who's a dark-skinned man, when you Jakes, is in that spirit, talking about Egypt, you also got Jakes in the spirit of believing that great white man Jesus is real. We're going to touch on that as we end the lesson. That's a figment of your imagination. Fake white man Jesus is not real. That's right. You know, Jesus Christos is not, he's negro. He's a so-called black man. Right. And that's what time it is. Truth is going forth. Right? Now, none of us are literally black, but we're different shades of brown. We're going to touch on that here in a minute. Right? So, the Lord was showing, Most High was showing Moses, he was showing him a wonder before he sent him on his way. Keep going. Right.
Exodus chapter 4, verse 7. And he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again.
Yep.
And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom. Oh, he turned again and of the flesh.
Yeah, she was a dark-skinned, melanated man, and we're going to show that Moses was. We're going to touch on this black thing, right? This black thing. We're going to touch on that, right? For a lot of our people that don't believe, you know, that the men of the Lord that's awakened today are the Israelites, the fourth earth. We're going to touch on that. Now, we ain't going to bring it, but there was another example of Miriam. The Lord turned Miriam, one of his older sisters in Numbers, the first chapter, you know, he turned her into a priest as well. She was a melanated woman. She was in the same house. So that shows you the Israelites were melanated people, which once again were not black, different shades of brown. Some of them are like the brother here, who's Issachar, right? Some brothers are the brothers skin color here. You got brothers that are Native Americans, so-called, right? The tribe of Reuben and Gad. You got two brothers. One brother in the camp, and one is Reuben and one is Gad. Brother Tazamach and the brother Avalon, right? Different shades of brown. Some brothers are lighter, some brothers are darker, so on and so forth. People touch on that, going into that. Now, beautiful. Wow. Now, can somebody give me, real quick, Jeremiah 17:4, because I want to make a point. Being black and African American, and I want to be Egyptian. Talk about that. And for the Northern Kingdom, being a Native American, a Seminole Indian, North American Indian, and you know, a so-called Latino. I want somebody, if they got etymology online on their phone, they could go and look up the word Latino, right? Because we got a lot of Northern Kingdom that prescribe to that, and a lot of them believe real heavily in fake white man Jesus. They believe that guy is gonna come back and save them. That's right. Right? But it's gonna be Yahweh Shai is gonna zap their ass if they're in that spirit. Right. That means that they wouldn't have returned. Right. They're gonna be looking for fake white man Jesus, and Yahweh Shai gonna zap their ass.
That's right. And nowhere in the scriptures do it describe Yahweh Shai, or who the word even was, fake white man Jesus, looking like how he looked, man. And when you go on Google and you type in a fake white man Jesus, nowhere in the scriptures do it describe him like that, man. See that? You know, so like how the brother Sagallah was saying, when Yahweh Shai come back in, man, he gonna put his foot in your tail, man. You see that? Yep. And get zapped. Right. Yep.
This is Revelation 1:13.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one unlike to the Son of Man, clothed with the garment down to the foot.
Yep.
And the girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
That's why we wear our garments. A lot of people wonder why we wear the garments, right? Because our Lord wore garments, right? That's why we wear garments when we come out. You know we don't wear it in the goddamn grocery store. Go ahead.
His head and his hair were white like wool.
White like wool, like the brother's beard you see here, was all white though. The brother got a little, he got a little, you know, color in it. But a lot of it is white, right?
But that's how we older people talk back in the day. We say head. We didn't say hair. We say these white heads.
White head. You know what I'm saying? Few brothers, me and brother. Hey, some brother got a little, we got a little hang time in there.
That's it.
Yeah. But much like the brother Levi, like you see his beard here, right? Go ahead.
As white as snow.
As white as snow. Go ahead.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Yeah, his eyes are red. It tells you the
like it to find brass.
And brass is a derivative of brown, right? I see your brother skin. Brothers look up here. Hey, he had dark skin. He had real dark skin. We all got different shades of brown. Dark skin. Yeah, that's our problem. Go ahead.
His feet like it to find brass.
Right? Your face, your arms, your feet is the same color. Go ahead. Like your feet ain't gonna be white. And then your feet ain't gonna be leprous and your skin dark. Show his feet, his whole body.
It was a melanated man.
He's a melanated man. It's the same color. Go ahead. And color does matter for truth's sake. Because you got people out there that say, well, what color? Well, it don't matter. Amongst our people, it do matter. That's right. For truth's sake.
That's that default argument. That's
right.
what they default to. You know what I'm saying? They get out of jail free card.
Right.
You know?
Bugged out crack that they say. That's okay. That sound that keep going off, that's the sound that 2/3 on here was right. Right. The house shot come back.
And when Apostle John said that the word was made flesh,
Yep.
and he dwelt among us. Right. So what do you look like?
Yep. That's right.
Right?
Who was that? I think it was King Davis. That was black.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Solomon. We're gonna get to that. I'm glad you said we're gonna get to that. As we end the lesson here in a little bit. We ain't got much more to go.
And his feet like it to find brass. If they bind in a
If you
furnace.
burn anything in the furnace, it turns it's black. It's dark. It's very, very dark. That's just going to the fact that it's very, very dark. That's right. Well, literally black. Super very, very dark. We'll touch on that in a second. Right? Being melanated. Right? Go ahead.
And his voice is the sound of many waters.
Yeah, you can stop there. He had a loud voice. That's why a lot of people say, man, you those black people, they talk real loud. Well, our Lord had a loud voice. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Jake.
When Jake get together, they party and bullshit. They like to have fun.
Jake be loud as hell.
Jake be loud. Right? The scripture said in Exodus that our people were more lively.
Right.
We're lively people. That's why we the way we are. You Edomites can't understand it because you ain't got the same spirit with you. And your spirit is not right. That's why you're not loud. Now, let's continue on. Give me the word. Because you got a lot of the northern kingdom, right? Who don't prescribe, who see the Israelite movement, and they're not coming into this thing either. Because they've been taught, once again, to believe in Santa Maria and the Philippines. Right? Not coming back to being the Israelite. They see the truth here, and you got a lot of so-called Latinos that's not doing that. But if you call yourself a Latino, and now come back as an Israelite, this is what you call yourself.
It says Latino. There's a couple of them too. It says, this is from the onlineetymology.com dictionary. It says Latino, male Latin American inhabitant of the United States. 1946 American English from American Spanish, a shortening of Latino Americano, Latin American. All right. It says, jumping down. It says 1862. I'm sorry. A prefix Latino, a prefix in use from 1939. Let that pass. Right. It says Latino, prefix in use from 1939 as combining form of Latin from ablative of Latinus. Okay. By 1958, a combining form from Latino.
Yep, so this is an evolution of the word.
Yep.
Latino. Now, I was looking at one part that goes into the fact that it goes back to being, it says of Latin, right? And when you go into what a Latin is, that's what it is.
Yeah, the Romans. Go back to the Romans.
Go back to the Romans. So if you call yourself a Latino, you call yourself a white man.
Yep.
Right. That's what you call yourself.
Yep.
You call yourself a white man. And I do mean. Go ahead.
You call yourself African.
Yep. We're going to touch on it. We're going to touch on it. It's a spirit. Yep. Right? So that shows you our people that's in that spirit, right? In that spirit of Babylon, that spirit of America, not wanting to return to see the sign of Prophet Jonah, still not returning. The Lord's going to kill these people. That's right. Because he's giving you everything that you need to make it. That's right. Now, if you don't want it, well, hey, it probably wasn't for you. And that's okay. See, that's okay. Because only the righteous don't make it anyway.
Right.
That's right. Yep, order probably did. Right? So now, let's give me Jeremiah 17 and 4 to get ready to close this thing out.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
We're in that land right now. We're serving our enemies again. That's right. Ancient Egypt and now. All the parallels. Go ahead.
Ye have kindled a fire in my anger.
Yep, the Lord got pissed off. Yeah, the Most High gets pissed off. That's why our people went into slavery. That's why the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American people went to slavery. Because the Lord was pissed off. They broke the covenant. Yeah, the Lord does get pissed off. I know that's hard to hear. Go ahead.
Which shall burn forever.
Yeah, because these people believe that God is all love. Hey, all this fabrications is done. We're done with all that. Yeah. Right? The truth is here. The truth has been so long without fruit, it's being declared. Right? Unto the believer. Now, that was it? Curse the man that trusts the man. Curse the you that trusted Esau. Go ahead.
It's Jeremiah 14:1. And it reads, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, came to Jeremiah concerning dirt. Verse 2. Judah mourneth.
Judah mourneth, right? So the head of the house of Israel, the tribe of Judah, said Judah mourneth, right? Right. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, which basically means being in the lower state.
Yep.
Our people are mourning because they're at the bottom.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
It says, Judah mourneth in the gates thereof language.
Yeah, my people are language. Gates thereof language. They're so-called leaders. Hey, they don't got the truth.
Exactly.
Right? The head, the leaders of Israel, they don't got the truth. Their leaders are right here. Right? So the dudes you looking to, the celebrities and entertainers with the modern day artists, they don't got the answers, right? That's right. We got the answers. And we say that in confidence, right? Not in cockiness. We got the answers, right? Because we got the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this Bible. They don't.
Yeah. And your leaders, they know we got the truth because, hey, Israel, the topic of the Hebrew Israelites is in the mouth of these celebrities, these rappers, right? They talking about it. So that shows you we got the truth, right? It says, they are black unto the ground.
Now they are black unto the ground. Somebody look on your phone, on the computer, get the word black first. They are black unto the ground, right? They are black unto the ground. It's going to go into the Israelites, you know, predominantly being the people of color.
Yeah.
Now we know that we also have this verse 2, Jeremiah 14:2. Now we know, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you. Now we know that we got Israelite foreigners that look like the other nations, or like Edomites, right? Not every Israelite is gonna be highly melanated or have the same color. Yep. We know that. But this goes into the last part of this lesson, going into the fact that for truth's sake, we gotta show these things. This newer Israelites is every day coming on the comment board, learning these scriptures, learning the fact that this is how you identify the Israelites today, predominantly today on the earth. That's how you know who the true biblical Israelites are. No more games, no more of the small round hat people, the big nose people, right? Them guys, the imposters, being able to lay claim and lay hold to our heritage. Hell no. Them days is over. We the Israelites.
And if they were the Israelites, they're not here. Highways, byways, you go to the left. And teaching the masses, man. But they're not here. That's even further proving that those are the real people, small-headed, these one-quarter-headed. See us out here, man. We are. All the curses with us, not them. See that?
100%. Now give me that word for black. Because it says that they are black into the ground. Let's see. Let's touch on this with just a few precepts. We close out in a few minutes. Let's touch on it. Go ahead.
This is 8:6:9:37.
Because there's people out here, you know, in the world, and Israelites out here that maybe not have heard or know how the Israelites actually look, right? Or know that they are so-called melanated people. They're the Hebrews, Latinos, and they live. Go ahead.
8:69:37. Word is from God. Born be dark.
To be dark, go ahead.
To be dark. Cause to mourn.
Okay, let's say let's come. Anything down there? It's cool. Now read the verse again. Read the verse again.
Oh, I see.
Then after that,
See?
one.
This is dark.
It says to be of a blackish color.
Yep.
As for a burnt skin,
Yep.
to be darkened.
To be darkened. All right. Now, we got the point out of there. Now let's show further. Read Jeremiah 14. brother could bring, let's show why it says they are black unto the ground. You know, let's show why it says that they are black unto the ground.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 14,
It's crazy.
verse 2.
Yep.
Judah born
Yep.
makes their language.
Our people are born of this. Bring that born.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2.
Yep.
Judah born and the gates thereof language.
Yep.
They are black unto the ground.
Why would it say they are black unto the ground? When we go into what you say, the fact that the Israelites are people, predominantly people of color. That's one of the ways you would know. Now, we know through the spirit. We know through the spirit, the spirit has to be applied. They don't apply in every case. But the spirit has to be applied as well. But why would it say they're black unto the ground? They're black.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And Yahweh, the Most High, formed man of the dust of the
Now,
ground.
didn't it say that they were black unto the ground?
The color of the soil.
Right, now read it again. He formed man in the west. On the west.
And the Most High formed man of the dust of the ground.
That's why it says that they were black unto the ground. So the color of the ground, the color of the dirt, is dark brown. And different shades of brown. You know, some of it can be reddish looking. Some of it can be a little darker. You know, just a bit, right? Together, deep you go, right? So they are black unto the ground. Speaking of the Israelites. That's the spirit. Can't even name. There we go. Right. We almost done. Song. Let's touch on that.
This is Song of Solomon, verse 1, chapter 1, verse 5.
Yep.
I am black, but comely.
He said, Solomon said, I'm black, but comely, I'm black and beautiful. You know, this be a song like that. Say it now. I'm black and I'm proud.
Yep.
Same thing. Everything is spiritual. All over again.
Everything is spiritual.
It's all spiritual, right?
O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar.
Yeah, I think the brother brought the word Kedar before, right? All right. Somebody give me Job 30:30.
That means dark.
Yep, that means dark skin, right? To be dark skin.
Look up the tents of Kedar. They look like our skin.
Yep, dark skin. Right?
Job 30, verse 30.
Yep.
My skin is black upon me.
Now these are just what different prophets said. Job said my skin is black and bottom, right?
And my bones are burned with heat.
Now, in that verse, the bar, if you there, if you go to Job 30 and 30, you get the word black in that verse.
Esau would be like, well, that's not literal.
Right. He'll say, no, that's figurative speaking.
Right.
Now we can see in different prophets and what they're saying, right? You know, new coming Israelites, people that's hearing this truth.
Right.
There's still always people coming to faith and don't have to understand.
Right.
Right? So this is for ones that these are precepts that go with showing and proving who the Israelites are today. Right? That they were not no Idumea. Go ahead.
H 7835.
Yep.
Sha'ar. And to be black of skin.
To be what?
To be black of
So Job
skin.
was saying he was black of skin. Right? We're going to go into that a little bit more. Two more precepts. But he said to be black of skin. Right? So that's what Job was saying. He wasn't right? Metaphorically.
Right.
He's speaking literally. Go ahead. So Job, when you look up Job now, if you Google Job, they'll show him as an Edomite.
Exactly.
Like all the prophets. Now, that's not true. Solomon was not a white man. None of these prophets were white men.
King David wasn't a white
He
man.
was not a white man. See, none of the prophets were. None of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans predominantly are. That's right. Predominantly, they're people of color. Go ahead. That's probably was it, right?
Hebrew Chinese lexicon. It just says black of skin is black.
Skin is black, right? Now, continuing on, there's a song with Neil Simone, My Skin is Black. My Skin is Black. They give you the remix to that rich phone, you know the song? I won't say it like, I don't know, who knows. But we're going to get into that too. Could you give me the word, could you look up the word, the etymology? I know you got it, bro.
Yep.
We're about to go to, somebody give me Acts 13:1 as we get ready to close out. And why would you get from me, bro, about some shots? If you got it, just give me the word dip. And when the brother get it, you got it, bro? All right. You get it from me the blue letter, I'm going to have you actually play what the Esau says. And yeah. In Acts 13, in the second play, the word, a person will say it's called Niger or Niger. No. We're not playing them games no more. The truth is here. All right, now you go ahead.
Acts 13:1.
Yep.
Now there were in the church that were at Antioch
Yep.
certain prophets and teachers,
Uh-huh.
as Barnabas and Simon,
Yep.
that were called nigger.
That was called what?
Nigger.
Yeah, now you got people that say, no, that's not it, because you got a river called Niger over in Africa. That's not talking about that. It says this. Let's prove it. Let's show them. Now bring it up here in the front. Right? So you have certain prophets that was called nigger. Right? Called nigger.
Acts 13.
Yep.
All the way to the bottom.
Yep. Where'd you put it?
You getting a concordance? You getting a concordance, bro?
Oh, N-I-G-E-R. Let's see what we get.
Oh, okay, God.
All right. Now read it. Hold on. Now read it one more time for you break it.
This is Acts 13:1. Now there were in the church that were at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simon, that were called niggers.
So they were called, since you had the apostles and you had the teachers back in the ancient world, right? Being called nigger. Go ahead and play it. Okay. Nigger. Not Niger. Nigger. Right? Nigger. Go ahead one more time. That's what the Israelites, the followers of the anointed, the apostles and prophets were called in the ancient world. They were called nigger. And this is going back, and they're going back to Antioch, right?
Let me read the definition of it.
Matter of fact, read me the definition.
It says the outline of biblical usage. It says nigger equals black. Surname of prophet Simon. Strong's definition. It says of Latin origin, black, nigger, a Christian.
Yep.
It's going into the followers of Hamashiach.
Hold up, black, nigger, or what?
Christian.
So the real Christians was niggers. They was dark-skinned black people. Now the brother knows, if he ever speaks Spanish, that's the word negro, right? Right? It's the same thing. It means being dark-skinned. The men of the Lord were dark-skinned people. You know that, right? Yep, that's right. Now, so it said the Christians were called niggers.
That's a cut.
Come on, man. There's no way around that.
Nowhere around
Now let's see if we can get that in here.
I got it with how Esau would pronounce it Niger, but
Right.
it's really nigger, right?
Right.
It says African nation, name of the river Niger or nigger, mentioned by the name 1520s Leo Africanus.
Yep.
Probably an alteration by the influence of the Latin nigger, quote unquote black.
Yep. It said nigger, quote unquote black. Now what's heavy about that too is it's spelled N-I-G-E-R.
Yep.
The same way it's spelled here when you read it here in the blue letter in the Bible. N-I-G-E-R. And what does that mean? Right? It's not speaking about the river Niger. It's speaking about that term being used, showing you that that was a term being used for the Israelites.
Absolutely.
The real Christians were called niggers. Right?
That's a
And they're being
Latin
called.
term.
That's a Latin term. And they're being called niggers again today. We know you Edomites, what you say. You damn niggers.
Yep. That's
You
it.
damn black niggers.
That's
You
it.
know, if all you tribes, no matter about being more melanated, if you the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all the tribes, they say the same thing because they see all the tribes coming back together.
Exactly.
Right? So-called melanated people coming back together. Now we almost done. That went straight. We about to close it in like 1 minute. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and close it out. Here we go. We're about to close it out here.
It's all good.
So now, as we get ready to close it out, right? As we get ready to close it out,
We ain't going crazy.
yeah, no, it really is.
Man.
We'll close it out by going to showing that once again, let's the Apostle Paul, how he was called, how he was mistaken for an Egyptian, which we went back to that, how Moses was, because he was dark skinned, right? Right. 21, verse 39 and 40. And then the last one. Acts 21, 37. So we're going to the Apostle Paul because, you know, I get pissed sometimes. I go to the store and I'll see DVDs and stuff, and it'll say the Apostle Paul, and it'll be I Idumean on there. The Apostle Paul, a white dude, sitting on the front cover, right? You go, you see the movie The Greatest Story Ever Told, or your grandmama's and auntie's favorite movie, The Ten Commandments.
Yep.
You got Charleston Heston on it. I Idumean.
Yep.
That's not true according to the Bible, right? But a lot of our people are ignorant. But this, they are willingly ignorant of it.
That's it.
Ignorant of the truth.
And the Egyptians are black.
And the Egyptians were black, dark skinned.
So how you gonna confuse an Edomite with the Egyptians 3740?
Yep. And we're going to see another example here in these last two precepts as we get ready to close it out.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 37. Acts chapter 21, verse 37.
Yep.
And Paul was to be led into the council.
Uh-huh.
He said unto the chief captain, now speak unto these there, who said, canst thou speak Greek?
He said, you can speak Greek, because the Apostle Paul can speak Greek and Hebrew, right? He said, how you know how to speak Greek is basically what he said. Go ahead.
Verse 38.
Yep.
Art thou not an Egyptian?
Hold up, art thou not a what?
Egyptian.
Meaning he was a dark-skinned man, going back to the time of Moses, right? Moses was being mistaken for an Egyptian too. He was raised as an Egyptian, but he was an Israelite. Right. Go ahead.
Which before these days made us an uproar, lead us out into the wilderness, 4,000 men murdered.
Yeah, so he was being mistaken for an Egyptian.
Verse 39. Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew.
He said, no, I'm an Israelite. I'm a Jew. Yep. Right. Go ahead.
Of Tyrus.
I believe that's Tarsus.
A city in Sicily. A citizen of no means city.
Yep.
And I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto people.
Yeah, he was coming to speak unto the Israelites. Those are the people he was coming to speak to. Right? And he often, one of the ways the Israelites were known still at that time, was they still held on, a lot of them still spoke Hebrew. A lot of them did. And some of them were scattered in other lands. Yep. But Paul was going, and he was going to speak to the people. There's times where it said he spoke to other people in the Hebrew tongue. See? So that shows you, once again, another sign of, and showing forth that the true Israelites were melanated people of color. The people that will say color don't matter. Yes, it do. Right? Yes, it do. It does matter. Right? Now, this is going to close it out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37.
Yep. Now, all these terms that our people being called by today are known as 5 words of Proverbs. Right? They're known as 5 words of Proverbs. Being called by something other than your true God-given name. God-given name is that you are the tribes of Israel, which are so-called Negroes, West Indian nations, Dominicans, Guatemalans, all those things are terms. But they are really the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulon, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Right? So-called Mexicans, Colombians, Uruguayans, Argentina, the so-called Seminole Indians, Puerto Ricans, so-called Cubans, West Indians and Negroes. Those are the biblical Israelites. Right? Scattered all the 4 corners of the earth.
Keep buzzing
Right?
up.
And we come out here to let our people know who they are, so that they will return before the Lord smite the earth with a plague. That's right. Right? We'll get that going.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 37.
Yep.
And thou shalt become an astonishment,
Yep.
a proverb,
Yep.
and a byword
Uh-huh.
among all nations, whether the Lord Yahweh shall lead thee.
Well, shall lead thee when you read Deuteronomy 28:64. The Lord said, "You scatter us to the four corners of the earth." And Deuteronomy 28:68. Right? We will go into Egypt again in bondage. So everywhere the Lord scattered us, we will be called by these other names. But now we are returning to what our true names are. The children of the Most High. That's who we are. You know? So with that, you got anything else? Brother got to say?
I got a precept.
All right, bring it out.
This is it's a lot. Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30.
Beautiful. Yep, that's great. You can read it on down to get all the meat.
Yep, all the way to the end.
Yep, you can read it to get that meat.
Go to the whole chapter. Baruch 2 and verse 30, starting at verse 30, it says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves." Just going into the time now, Ezekiel chapter 37, you know, we're remembering ourselves through the Spirit of power. How about you now, shop?
That's right.
Bones.
Yep.
It says, and shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear, You know, it's going into the spirit. He says, they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name, which is Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It's also a cut to say, going into that we don't have the name, but we do. It says, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. Verse 30.
And how did that happen? Through Elijah coming back, who was what? Abba Bivens, man. So it said that they should remember the way of their fathers. You know, basically, Abba Bivens, right? High priest Yaikwab,
Yep.
King Masha,
Yep.
Who else among this?
High priest Arya.
High priest Arya. Those were the pillars, the foundations, man.
Yep.
Right, which allowed the knowledge of Israel to spread to the four corners of the earth.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they shall be lords over it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. Verse 35, which is just going into, you know, the curse is being reversed. Verse 35, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them, because we're going to get that rest. And it's going back to, let's see, they shall be my people. You know, we will actually be able to serve the Lord in spirit and in truth, you know, when we're back in our homeland.
And then it says also in the scriptures, we're going to be able to serve him without fear. Meaning in this generation, we can certain things we can't do. We can't serve the Lord wholly, right? We can't 100% serve him the way he designed us to serve him. Right? We got limitations, so to speak, right? Yeah, we good. You got any more? Oh, you can bring it up.
This is Baruch chapter 4 from the top.
Yep.
This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever.
Showing that we still under the law, as it says in Romans the 7th chapter. Yep. That the man had the law has to be of a man as long as he lives.
That's right.
We're still under the law.
All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Meaning be enlightened again. Receive the Holy Spirit in hopes of salvation. You got it.
Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it.
To turn and take hold of the truth. It's a time of return. It's a time of return. It's a time to come out of the world. Right? Take the shadow of Egypt. Right? Like Egypt gonna get you destroyed. Go ahead.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
Yeah, a hearken unto the men of the Lord. That's how you hearken. Walk in the presence of the light. It's by hearkening, to the words of the men of the Lord.
That thou mayest be illuminated.
Enlightened. Receive the truth. Right? Be given the gift of faith by implementing the truth. Right? By being rooted, having a foundation. You keep going a little more, but I'm 6.
Give not thy honor to another.
Yeah, right.
Nor nothing that are profitable to thee to a strange nation.
Yep.
O Israel, happy are we for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us.
Yep. Which is the truth. They don't know unto us. Right. Now we know how to be pleasing to the Most High. Right? How to start, rehearsing the righteous acts.
Be of good cheer, my people.
Yep.
The memorial of Israel.
The memorial of Israel, right?
Ye,
which is the monument to Zion in the Hebrew. Go ahead.
Ye were sold to the nations not for your destruction,
Yep.
but because you moved the Most High around.
Yep. That's the reason why our people went into slavery. Right? So we moved the Most High around. So that's something when we bethink ourselves and come back to something the Lord, right? That gives us that repentance and being sorrowful to prevent we should be starved. Right? We're supposed to be in that spirit, not in the spirit of work, not in the spirit of Babylon, not in the spirit of the world, not in the spirit of believing that the Lord ain't gonna do what He said He's gonna do. He ain't gotta be the Lord. We're about to close it. That's it. So this is the time of return to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So Lord willing, the lesson was edifying. It was a windy day out here, baby. We brought it out through the spirit. Empower Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We'll close by saying, Rakateh Yahweh.
Rakateh Yahweh.
Rakateh Yahushua.
Rakateh Yahushua.
Rakateh Yahweh.
Rakateh Yahweh.
Rakateh Yahushua.
Rakateh Yahushua.
Rakateh Yahweh.
Rakateh Yahweh.
Rakateh Yahushua.
Rakateh Yahushua.
Let's say, call Halal Yahweh.
Call Halal Yahweh.
Yahweh. Yahweh. always, Salaki and B'Yan to the elders and apostles. Peace, love, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect, the house of David, Habayah, Madawada. And to your brothers and sisters that listen and believe, keep believing. Your How About Shimmy Abashai is on the way. Shalom.
Hey, shalom.
It's no joke.